let me holler at you guys real quick. So I want to talk about choosing the right woman. So a lot of guys, they skip the red flags. They skip a lot of red flags that a lot of women have. Because they do this, they line themselves up for a lot of pain and failure and heartbreak, and they're angry at themselves too, because they know, right? They couldn't control what they really wanted from her, which is normally, I want to get laid, I want to hang out, I want some companionship, shit like that. But why you should take your sweet time getting into a relationship, well, I think it's quite obvious, but let me state it anyway. The time that you spend with somebody, right? You might spend 6 years with the wrong person. And now you have to sort of go backwards, because you're like, I spent all this time and I have all these expectations of where this relationship was going to go, and now it's not there. And it can take a really long time for you to heal, because when you're healing, you're not emotionally there to go pursue that next great thing that you want to do. It's going to be difficult to get yourself into that energy. Sometimes it's actually easier though, because sometimes you can use the anger and the way that you're feeling to fuel you, right? You just can't stay there. That's all it is. So let me read you something from the tactical guide to women. Okay. And it says, the cost of choosing poorly can be insidious. The slow erosion of potential that comes with the daily grind of a bad relationship can rob a man of the professional and personal success of the type Kevin enjoys. So in this book, he talks about this guy that chose the right woman. So go read the book, pick up the book, go read it. It's right in the beginning, so you guys can check that out. I think financial poverty is the closest approximation to the draining effect of a bad relationship. In an economic study titled The Psychological Lives of the Poor, 3 researchers described how the strains of poverty decrease effectiveness, productivity, and good decision making. Every person has a cognitive capacity, just as every truck has a carrying capacity. If you exceed it, the truck or person will perform poorly and break down. Poverty strains human cognitive capacity because it forces a person to waste energy on financial decisions other people don't need to worry about. So I talk about this a lot. I talk about needing to focus on your finances. So you get to a place where you can take your energy that you do have every day, right? And focus it on things that you love to do, that you feel fulfilled. You have, let's say, this much energy per day, okay? And as soon as you wake up, that's when you should do all of your hardest tasks, in my opinion. Some people don't agree with that. I do. That's what I try to do. That's why I try to film and do all this earlier in the day. And then everything, it slowly comes down. So that's why later on in the day, you're just like, I'm drained. I don't feel like doing this. The healthier you are, the bigger that bar is. So now it's like this big from the bottom of the page to the top. So if you're really healthy, then you're going to have a much easier time staying focused for longer. So I always looked at a full-time job where you work 8-9 hours a day as a complete waste of fucking time, because I was like, look, the first 4 hours that you're there, especially if you get there early in the morning, are your most productive hours. Some people don't even mind doing that. And then they had this shop in Australia, I think it was, and the guy who opened that place only had his workers work from 8 to 1. Imagine a job you only work 8 to 1. I wouldn't even mind doing something like that. You know what I mean? For 30 hours a week with decent pay. The way that everything's structured, you have basically no time to do anything for yourself, because by the time you get home, your bar is low, especially if that job has a lot of emotional draining added to it. So what do you think going out with a shitty woman's going to do to you? So this is why you need to be individually a good dude. Focusing on his own purpose, his own shit, take the energy and improve on what you have. It's a grind. It sucks some days. It's boring some days. But when you really find your what you really like to do, you tap into that energy, it won't feel so difficult. It won't feel like work. It's going to feel fun. It'll be great. There are going to be days that you're going to be wanting to work on your purpose, and then that girl that you're with is going to be like, why won't you pay attention to me? Or she'll start a fight because she needs attention. Right? Now, fellas, every woman needs attention. Okay? Even men today need attention. Everyone needs attention. But women need attention a lot more often. They need it, the validation, that shit. So you need to be dating a woman that is okay with you going on your purpose. And you can't be dating women with a lot of baggage. Because here's what happens. If you date a woman with a lot of baggage, a lot of trust issues, emotional issues, they will believe that, so John, you want to go work on your business, you're abandoning me, right? you don't want to focus on this relationship. She'll say something to you that will try to get you to deviate from what you're about to go do or what you want to focus on. And what do a lot of men do? They say, oh, okay, babe, don't worry about it. It's okay. We'll sit in and watch a movie. Now, there are times of the year where I will do that for my lady. It's rare, okay? So this past weekend, I've been feeling off. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't feel like filming. Maybe you can tell with my energy. I don't know what it is. I'm just resting. So I've been spending more time with my woman, and I've been spending more time on my body and my mind and just walking, listening to podcasts, walking, and just clearing my head. I don't know what's going on, but I know it'll pass. See, I'm not going to sit here and start going, oh my God, I have depression now. No, I know it's going to pass. I don't have anxiety or anything like that. I'm feeling off. I don't know what it is. Less energy. So now I'm refocusing my energy back on me, and I've been hanging out with my lady a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go back into work mode, right? So again, being with the right woman, being with a woman who is open and will compromise with you, and say, okay, no, babe, go work on that, because a woman who's more secure in herself will see that when you work on your shit and do what you want to do, that benefits her. She should trust in you to want to share your life. And most guys do. Most guys are like, yeah, I'll bring home the money. I don't care. I'll pay for everything. A lot of guys will do that. I don't have a problem doing that. A lot of guys have that built into them. That we have that DNA to protect, provide, persevere. A lot of women don't see it that way today, especially women that are not boring. That's not what I meant. They have baggage. Okay, from their past relationship. That's why a lot of women have to work on that emotional part of them, where they let go of that baggage. They let go of the person who hurt them. Because look, I always say this in my videos: don't bleed on somebody who didn't cut you. So a lot of guys that I'm coaching now, they're getting into new relationships, and these guys they're asking me, what do I do with this woman? And I end up asking them about that woman. What is she like? Do you like her? Do you like what's up here? And I see a lot of red flags, and the guys choose to ignore the red flags because they're like, well, it'll work out. It'll work out because, it'll be different with me. And that's never how it works. Because what is a relationship, guys? One individual, another individual meeting, sharing their individual experiences together. If you expect someone to change for you, that is a real slippery slope to go down, because that person is only going to change unless they feel like they need to change. And the way that the society is today, women don't really have to change that much. At least they're not forced to, right? It's not like, oh, they have to go change and I'll lose my kids, or like men do. Some men have to go through that. Some men will lose their wife, their house, and their kids, and like, man, I got to go start a new business just to be able to afford this. Women don't have to do that. This is why it's really important to choose the right partner. Choosing the right partner is the most important thing that you guys can do. It's going to be the highest ROI when it comes to your interpersonal sexual relationships. Take your time doing it. Really take your time doing it. It is. I chose the right woman. All I was looking for was, what is she like? And she's got a heart of gold. She's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet. And that's what you want. You don't want a woman who, like, a lot of guys will say, oh my God, she's got such an attitude. I love her attitude. It's like, really? Why? It's exciting to you? It's like, come on, right? Grow up. Go do something exciting in the rest of your life somewhere else that excites that part of you, not in your woman. Find a woman who wants to take care of the home and do things with you. And I know some of the ladies watching this are gonna be like, well, it's not all we're meant to do. I know that. My girl runs her own business, but guess what? Everything's still taken care of. So, so find a girl who's good for you, fellas. That's all I want. I want what's best for you guys. Everything's in the description box down below. I'm going to start doing daily again as soon as I get refocused. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Done.